What the fuck?
Jay, bend over.
Me.
Oh, jeez.
Good evening, chocolatiers. Welcome back to OCTOBERFEST 2025. Today we're talking about one of the biggest horror movies of the last decade, It 2017, directed by Andy Muschietti, based on the legendary novel by Stephen King. This wasn't just a remake, this was a movement when it hit theaters, because it reignited mainstream horror and reminded people how powerful the genre can be when you mix in character, atmosphere, and pure nightmare fuel. And honestly, even after all these years, It still hits. I remember walking into the theater in 2017 not knowing what to expect. I was a big fan of the Tim Curry version, and we've seen creepy clowns before. Like I said, we've seen Stephen King adaptations like this, but this one felt a little different. It isn't just a horror film, it's a coming-of-age story about fear, friendship, and darkness that we face growing up. It's Stand By Me meets The Exorcist. Set in a small town of Derry, Maine, the film follows a group of kids called the Losers Club, who discover that the terrifying clown haunting their town, Pennywise, is actually an ancient evil that resurfaces every 27 years to feed on fear. The story begins with one of the most iconic openings in horror history, Lil Georgie chasing his paper boat down the street in the rain, only to meet Pennywise in the storm drain. That moment alone set the tone for the entire movie. It was horrifying, tragic, and also unforgettable. As the kids band together, Bill, Bev, Richie, and Eddie, Mike, Ben, and Stan, they uncover the history of Derry and realize that this It, has been haunting the town for generations. The casting in It is flawless. You had Jaden Martell giving Bill an emotional depth that constant guilt over Georgie's death felt really real. Sophia Lillis as Beverly Marsh is phenomenal. She's vulnerable but strong, embodying the film's emotional core. Finn Wolfhard plays Richie very well because he brings that perfect mix of that humor and heart while balancing the terror with charm. But let's talk about the main event. Bill Skarsgård as Pennywise the Dancing Clown. Skarsgård didn't just play Pennywise, he became the new icon of horror. His performance is alien, it's unpredictable, and utterly terrifying. From his drooling grin to that weird eye drift, it's all unsettling. He doesn't rely on jump scares. He himself is the jump scare. Every scene with him feels very dangerous. Andy Muschietti directs this film with precision. He doesn't rush the scares, he builds on them. The horror sequences are crafted with rhythm, atmosphere, and visual storytelling. But the real secret here is that it's beautiful. Cinematographer Chung Hoon gives Derry this nostalgic, hazy summer glow. The bright colors of childhood contrast perfectly with that darkness lurking beneath. Benjamin Wallfish's score seals it all together. It's equal parts magical and equal parts menacing. It isn't just about the clown also because it's about the fear itself. Each kid faces a personal horror, whether that be abuse, grief, guilt, or trauma, and Pennywise takes advantage of it. He isn't just a monster, he's a metaphor for the things that we're too afraid to face. And that is why this story works, because even when you take away the supernatural, the real life pain still cuts deep. At its heart, it is about unity, about confronting darkness together instead of alone. It's about finding strength in friendship. And even when the world feels hopelessness, banding together. The practical and digital effects in it are incredibly well balanced. The Neibolt house sequence, a masterclass in pacing and tension, honestly. The projector scene is pure nightmare fuel. It's one of those moments that proves that horror can still surprise you even after decades of haunted houses and possession movies. What makes It 2017 really work is the tone. It's not relentless. It gives you some time to breathe, some time to laugh, and care about the characters before hitting you again. When it released, it became a phenomenon. It was I think it made over $700 million worldwide, making it the highest grossing horror film ever at that time. But more than the numbers, it redefined modern horror. It showed that horror can be cinematic, also heartfelt, and commercially massive without sacrificing that quality. It made Stephen King kind of cool again for a few years and for a whole new generation, and opened the door for It Chapter 2 coming just a couple years later, and a wave of new adaptations. It 2017 is a perfect mix of terror and tenderness. It's scary, yes, but it's also full of heart. It reminds us why horror doesn't just necessarily make us scream, but it makes us feel. This movie gave us a new Pennywise, a new generation of horror fans, and one of the best cinematic depictions of childhood fear ever made. It 2017 isn't just a great horror film, it's one of the most defining horror experiences, I feel like, of our generation. At the time, it was so mainstream that you couldn't go down the road without somebody talking about this movie, at least in my town. That's another one down for Oktoberfest 2025. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Do you think It 2017 is the best Stephen King adaptation ever? Or do you prefer the Tim Curry version, something like that? Or another Stephen King adaptation, like we just got The Long Walk recently. If you're enjoying the series, don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring that bell, because tomorrow we're covering It Chapter 2. We've got some more nightmares floating your way all October long as well. So with that, I'll catch you guys on the next one.